So here we are.
Yeah, here we are. We are in the airport. So this is a vlog I'll be doing with Rich on our trip to New Orleans.
Yes.
And we're now in Heathrow Airport. So this is our first little bit.
Yeah.
Really, really easy.
Super duper streamlined, fast in.
Took us seconds.
Literally picked us up, took us along, dropped us off, gave us some breakfast, which we're about to have actually.
Yeah. And it's all good. So yeah, very lovely start. And we're going to be in New Orleans in about 12 hours. New Orleans.
We're getting used to saying that.
Yeah. New Orleans. The Big Easy.
The Big Easy. That's right.
The Big Easy. Well, I think that's we'll call it the Big Easy.
The Big Easy.
The gazebo. We go to the gazebo very soon.
Yeah.
Right.
See you there.
We got a bit of a roll.
One thing I liked was the table cracker table with them. So on. Go.
Table cracker. Bit of cake.
Yes. Giant, massive bit of cake.
If you're feeling
not as good as Ali's, but
no,
not bad.
If you're feeling a bit thirsty, we've got some olive oil.
Did we say salad?
Should we say salad?
Shall we?
Go.
Salad.
Rolling down Highway 41.
So I don't know how well you can hear me, but we're in Ruby Slippers, which is a breakfast bar. Shuts at 2 PM, so it's definitely clearly for breakfast, and most of the menus are about that.
Yeah, and second breakfast, and 11s and 12s.
And I was just commenting on the fact that beignets are a starter. So here, you'd have a donut at the end of a meal, or at least you wouldn't have it as a starter. That's kind of funny. But yeah, everything's got a buttermilk biscuit with it. Obviously, I know what a biscuit tastes like now over here. And like all of the breakfasts have got a biscuit. So in the UK, all the breakfasts have got toast with them, so like plus toast at the end of each description. So yeah, interesting. We're going to go with a southern breakfast, aren't we, I think?
We are indeed.
Yeah, and then I'm going to get some beignets. Can I just say, for a tip culture, it's amazing. We've been in 3 restaurants and 2 of them have made us wait. One of them just didn't make the meal, and about half an hour later said, "Oh, we forgot about you."
And even a complimentary they gave to another table.
Yeah, they gave us a complimentary dessert, but they offered it to another table. Whereas here, they're just completely ignoring us. They're looking straight at me and then just walking past. Okay, there's a slight change of plan. While we're waiting to be even acknowledged and served, I'm going to grow a beard. Okay, so loads of travelogue videos eat in the video, and all those travelogue videos in New Orleans talked about the beignets. So this is one here. It's America, so this is a starter. So here we go.
Yeah?
As I suspected, it's like a donut.
Yeah.
Nice.
Warm?
Yeah, really warm. It's not as soft and chewy as a donut.
Oh, it's a bit hard.
It's not really hard, but harder.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not particularly impressed with this. We've left half of what we were given. Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with beignets. That one, second one was really like had enough by then. And at home, yeah, because I compared them to donuts. At home, I'd eat a whole packet of donuts in seconds, just lap it up. So yeah, but not fussed about biscuits either over here. Didn't even bother trying the biscuit they gave me because I knew it would taste like. So I don't know what there's like a watery potato, which is a bit odd. Don't know what that was. That might be grits. I don't know. The bacon was cooked within an inch of its life. So yeah, eggs were nice. Have I said yet? It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Rich.
Hey, it's my birthday today.
I just want to say it's cracking me up that there's drinks, like proper alcoholic drinks, and this place shuts at 2 p.m. So there's a breakfast bar where you get Bloody Marys, Irish coffees, margaritas, a Bourbon milk punch. And also, another thing I thought I'd mention, which I think is funny, you can get, as a starter, you can get some bacon bites. But you know, it's America, so you get, the description is applewood smoked bacon bites with candy glaze. You've got to have sugar in it all over it. It's got to be really sweet. But the Americans are like, what the fuck's this? Okay, Rich, what did you think of our breakfast?
Hi, well, it was quite disappointing actually. 4 out of 10, mainly carbs and sugar. So I pretty much just ate protein, which was a very, very thin slice of burnt bacon and some overdone eggs. So pretty much it really. Ruby slipper, I'd rather smoke a kipper.
Joe Hill, he working, job he can find, boy. Break your leaves and pick your vines. Break your leaves and pick your vines.
So, I haven't actually gone on the swamp tour yet. I'm being picked up in about half an hour. But I did go out for another wander and found the Acadian bookshop. And that was really cool seeing that. And I got a few things, so I wanted to show you what I got. And this is in order of what? So, first thing, I found a book written by Michael Dorn, who plays Worf in Star Trek. So, it's called Time Bender. So, I wanted to read that. It's a time travel-y thing, I think. Written by Michael Dorn. So there he is as Worf, well, as himself actually. So that's pretty cool, nice little find. So a big shout out to the people doing the Book Trek event with me. So big shout out to Vin and to Randy, Brandy, Freddie, Mikey and Stevie. So there was that. And then I found this, which is really weird, but I love it. This is The Unique Wit and Wisdom of Harlan Ellison. What? What? I've never heard of this book. The unique wit and wisdom of harness. I'll just randomly pick something. When belief in a God dies, the God dies. I'll defend to the death your right to have religion, but I'll defend to your death my right to have none. There we go. So Harlan Ellison, a unique man, and it's a little tiny little pocketbook with his wit and wisdom. But then my favourite thing I found today, which is amazing, I didn't even know it existed. Same as I didn't know that existed. Actually, all the Michael Dorn books, all these books didn't realise they existed. This is a memoir by Harry Harrison. So if you've seen my channel relatively recently, you'll know that Harry Harrison is one of my favourite authors, one of my life-changing authors. Really did set me up as a reader when I was younger. And this is a memoir. So Harry Harrison, which is kind of a play on the Make Room, which is one of his most famous books. A memoir, a hardback memoir, really good condition. And it was $9. $9. And this is a hell of a find. So yeah, there we go, memoir of Harry Harrison. Yeah, so we're in Louis Armstrong Park, which is a very lovely park, and we've just taken photos of the statues, which are really awesome. I love a statue, and hopefully there's a Mahalia Jackson statue around as well. Yes. I think there is. Yes. But we saw the Louis Armstrong one, yeah, yes. And the jazz bands, and the slave one was really cool over there. That was next to Congo Square, and Congo Square was where back in the 1600s the slaves used to get the opportunity to just dance and sing and enjoy themselves in their actual West African traditions, which was like there's nowhere else in America that did that. It's one of the things I talk about to my students when I talk about the history of jazz, and I talk about how that was really, really important for the development of jazz, and that's kind of the link back to the African traditions. So it was really nice seeing the Congo Square just then.
She says a little bit, early in the morning, just me. Oh yeah. She's a little bit, early in the morning, just me. Oh yeah. She said a little bit, just me. Now I want to love so tenderly. I got a woman way over town. She sound like this. She go.
Yeah, quick note about the heat. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I say bad, hot as I thought it was going to be. And we were just saying that when we were in Thailand, we were sweating like loads, but we're not really sweating. And nowadays, it gets hotter than this in England sometimes in the summer. And yeah, it's all right. It's a bit of a breeze as well today.
Yeah, it's not a moist heat, it's a dry heat. The moisture is not in the air. You know what I mean? It's more of a dryness.
Yeah, so and it can be quite oppressive heat in England. You know, when you're like, oh, you can't do anything. But yeah, it's very pleasant heat.
Yes.
It's probably like 36 degrees or something, I don't know. But yeah, it's nice. Very nice.
She told me I give it that. Ah, in the morning, mama. Can I give it like play a horn for a kid? All right. Fever through the night, she gave me that fever. Song dedicated to the ladies around the world. Thank you, thank you.
You know it ain't so hard to say once the praises go away. I've thrown away the blues. I'm tired of being you.
So yeah, this is the hotel, the Young Hotel. I can't get over the corridor. I just think it's awesome. It just looks really smart and posh and cool. And there's something, I don't know, a bit The Shining about it. I'm going for a little walk. Rich is having a shower. We're going to go for our swamp tour today. which is very exciting. It was the big thing I was most looking forward to, but that's picking us up at midday, so I'm going to have a little wander, just, you know, explore for a little bit, a couple of hours or an hour or something, and come back and have another cup of tea.
Cover a list of animals, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over the route that I intend to take, like that y'all kind of have a sense of direction of where we're gonna go and what we're gonna do throughout the tour. Now, usually the easiest way to start, I always find, is to start with the waterways and just kind of work my way into everything else after. So that's what we're gonna do. So with the waterways that we're gonna travel through back here today, most of them are gonna be canals. We have a lot of them back here. We do have a handful that were built by tree companies. That was one of the other things that was going on a long time ago that was real popular, was logging ball cypress trees. So that would be the two reasons for the canals. Besides canals, we're gonna have bayous. Now, the individual piece of property that we run our tours on, I'm gonna tell y'all that's about 11 square miles of property. Through the 11 square miles, we're gonna have, I guess, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 natural bayous on it. So you're riding through one of them right here. I do like to ride down at least one of the bayous at an early point in the tour, and I like to do that because a lot of people aren't familiar with the difference in the two waterways. I don't know if you guys are. If you're not, and you had to look up the definition would basically say a bayou is a natural waterway and then a canal is man-made. So as far as the definition goes, pretty much the only difference in the two of them. Now, they're gonna look a lot different. So probably the biggest one we've seen so far. So our goal, once we leave here, we'll crank back up, we'll go down the bayou a little ways. Right up ahead, the bayou is gonna meet a canal crossing. And when we get to that canal crossing, the goal now, find something bigger than him. He's about 9 feet, so we're going 10, 11, 12, whatever we can find. We find something bigger than him, and I can throw a marshmallow out there and it eats it. I'll stop the boat, and then from there, like we're doing here, whatever I can do to get y'all some good pictures. I like to feed him every time I pass. Come on, boys.
No way. Oh my god.
You just drink professional and I try this at home. I know.
Swallowing anything. I don't think they even chew on them.
Yeah.
Alright, that's it.
Yeah, no big deal. Crack right there.
So today has been quite an incredible day. So a big chunk of it was the swamp tour, which you've just seen. But then we had a little bit of wonder after going to, what's it called? Forgot what it's called. We went to a restaurant that I've heard about before I got here, and I tried a po' boy. I had a shrimp po' boy, and red beans and rice. So red beans and rice was kind of like chili con carne over at my way, and the po' boy was really nice. So yeah, nice successful meal. And then we went for a wander, and I found Crescent City Books. Really good shop. There was a $450 Essential Ellison that was signed, and I couldn't justify it. One, because I didn't have $450 on me, but also I've got 2 different copies of that book already, let alone buying another one, which would be ridiculous. But some really good stuff there, and there is something I might be tempted by, but I'll wait till the end of the week, see if I've got many left. But what I did find was this lovely collection of Robert Sheckley stories, which I haven't got. I've got a lot of the stories, but I haven't got this particular collection, so it was really, really exciting to see that. As you may know, he's one of my favourite authors. The Mask of Manana, Sheckley, and there's quite a lot of stories in here. Big chunky hardback, that was really cool. And then my friend Richie, who you've seen in the videos, he bought me this. I saw it straight away, oh my god, and he said, I'm getting you that as a Prezi. So that was really cool. So the Toy Boy Connection, one of the few Ray Bradbury books I haven't got. There's very few left for me to get, and it's a very good condition hardback. So there we are, from Crescent City Books, but there's loads there, so we might go back, so we'll see. But there we are, a really, really brilliant day today. Our second full day, but our third day in New Orleans.
stuff everywhere. Stuff.
Right, so at the moment it's raining, which is why our hair is wet. Yeah, look how wet Richie's hair is. Oh my god, that's wet. So yeah, you can tell it's raining more from my head than you can from Richie's head. It's got to be said, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd come down. We're on a search for a grocery store, kind of Walmarty kind of place, but we got a day pass. It's only $3. So definitely advice for anyone coming over. The streetcars are very cheap. You get a day pass for $3, which is pretty good. So we went we thought, well, we'll just get on the one we went on before, because we didn't go down Frenchman Street that day.
No.
So we thought we'd do that, and actually, because it was pissing down, we're nipping into the Jazz Museum, which we were going to go to anyway, so we thought, well, let's just do it. So we're about to go in, yeah.
So we're going to go in.
The Museum of Jazz.
Go back and look and see that the Fat Man was a million-selling hit in the 40s. It throws all the conventional timelines of rock and roll. Fats Domino doesn't line up with that. The things that he's doing years ahead of any sort of awareness of this explosion of rock and roll is just incredible to me. This is somebody who had million-selling hits 5-6 years before Elvis ever enters the studio.
This is a lovely museum, the Jazz Museum. It's really affected me. So you saw me get emotional just then with the Fats Domino one. This museum is wonderful, and it's so important, and there's so much. You can't say the impact that this music had on the world and popular culture, and all the music we listen to comes back to this. So we're back in the French market, and we've had such an amazing day. Again, we found a record shop that was amazing, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But I had a really weird moment where I literally had an intake of breath. It was like my stomach went crazy, because I found a Charles Adams book in its original form. It's the first version of Monster Rally, and it's just such an incredible find. So it was a bit expensive, but something this rare really would be. So I can't believe I found some other things as well, which are really exciting. But I was literally. So it's been a day, it really has. So yeah, amazing. Okay, so there's loads happened since last time I did one of these, I think, or at least it feels like it. We've just talked about the Jazz Museum, and I'll tell you what I bought there. Oh no, yeah. So we went back to the French market and found this awesome bookshop, which is really good. So I'll tell you about that. And we went to the other record shop. So I bought loads of records as well, loads of CDs, which is great. So I'm going to start with a book that I'd kind of rationalised myself out of buying, because I was trying to save some money, and Rich, my mate, said, no, I'll get it for you. So we've got this awesome Mike Resnick book. Some of you might know Mike Resnick, and it's called The Best Rootin' Tootin' Shootin' Gunslinger in the Whole Damn Galaxy. It's clearly like a sort of comic science fiction thing, which I love. It says it's part 4 in the Tales of the Galactic Midway. So I'll get the other 3 once I've read this. But yeah, it's an awesome cover. So yeah, very much kind of light-hearted sci-fi stuff. I really like that sort of thing. So I've got that. Thanks to Rich. Okay. And I found a Ray Bradbury I didn't have, which is awesome. A Medicine for Melancholy. If you know my channel, you know that I'm a completist for Ray Bradbury. I've got almost everything. So there's literally, I think, like 3 books I haven't got now. So that was really cool. Earlier I talked about the other book as well. The Medicine for Melancholy I got today. That was an awesome find. I've actually already got this, but this was such an awesome copy. I had to get it. Fahrenheit 451, obviously the classic, very famous Ray Bradbury book, but this is a really awesome vintage copy. So that was great. And weirdly, it's got Hunter written on the side. Someone's written that in pen. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. But yeah, Fahrenheit 451. And this was crazy. I literally was short of breath. My stomach went crazy when I saw this. I was very excited because this is the Charles Addams Monster Rally in its first edition. So I've only got one other first edition of a Charles Addams book. I've got a lot of his books now. They're very rare. So even if I've been collecting his stuff most of my life, but they're so rare that it's just hardly ever going to see them in the wild. So that was really great. So Monster Rally, which is really good, but now I have the first edition of it, so that's very, very exciting. That was cool. And while I was in the Jazz Museum, I bought a biography of Dr. John, which is pretty cool. So Dr. John is obviously a very important figure in New Orleans music, and it's quite nice that I found a biography. There is actually lots of shops that are selling a kind of a biography kind of thing about Professor Longhair. So I have been tempted to get that a few times, but I don't think I'm going to spend any more money on myself like this sort of thing. But I did get the Dr. John book, which is cool. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I'm a big fan of Dr. John. So these are the CDs I got in the 2 record shops. The record shop that belonged to the Jazz Museum and the one opposite, which is like an extension of that, like the same company. So I got a CD of 4 LPs of Lightning Hopkins. So that was pretty cool. I like Lightning Hopkins stuff. And I used to have cassettes by him. But I haven't got any CDs, so that was really good to find that. I bought Ben Webster meets Oscar Peterson, which is a classic recording that I used to play in the jazz shop that I ran for a while. And this is a 2-disc set because it's got some extra tracks on it and stuff. So Ben Webster meets Oscar Peterson. I got Lee Morgan, Cornbread, so another classic Blue Note CD. So this features Herbie Hancock and Billy Higgins on drums and Hank Mobley on sax as well, and Jackie McLean on sax as well. But obviously Lee Morgan's trumpet is going to be all the way through that. So Cornbread, Blue Note, Lee Morgan. And I got a bizarre find. I couldn't believe this. This is Cannibal Adderley, who I really like. Cannibal Adderley, again, someone that's frequently on Blue Note. I don't know if this is... No, this is actually a Blue Note recording. But this is him doing music from Fiddler on the Roof. What? How mad is that? Something like... You see, it's a Japanese import. But that's amazing. So, yeah. Cannibal Adderley, Fiddler on the Roof. I got a Louis Jordan broadcast recordings, 1944 to 1945. So these are radio recordings, 2-disc set. This was what opened the floodgates in the shop. Rich is like, oh, have you seen this? And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm just going to buy some CDs. So that was cool. So Louis Jordan is one of my heroes. He is the man I named my son after. So Louis Jordan. Nina Simone CD. Nina Simone, the classic jazz queen. And there was a few that I wanted to get, to be fair. I didn't have any of the ones that are in the rack, but this one has I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free, which is one of her most important tracks. So that was great. So this album's called Silken Soul. That was good. And Abdullah Ibrahim is someone I really, really like a lot. Again, I used to have lots of cassettes. I've only got 1 CD by him, but this is an orchestral piece that he wrote called The African Symphony. So it's got his normal trio set up, but with an orchestra with him as well. So I can't wait to play that. I think it's going to be amazing. So Abdullah Ibrahim's, or Dollar Brand, he was sometimes called Dollar Brand, Abdullah Ibrahim, African Symphony. And then this was playing in the shop, and I thought it was awesome. And this is a tribute to New Orleans, Take Me to the River. There's loads of artists on it, and bizarrely, I'll maybe talk about this track in a monthly roundup or something. But sorry, album. But the track that was playing, that I really liked, was kind of based around Snoop Dogg. I never bought any Snoop Dogg before, but it was really cool. It was like a funk track with some rapping in it. It was really, really good. With a really cool refrain sung by a female vocalist. So this was a nice sort of thing that I'd never heard of before. So that was really cool. So there we are. Awesome. So I've come out because I've had loads of trouble with paying for stuff since I've been here. And I've had to use cash. We thought we might have solved the problem, but come out to test it, and it's pissing down. So do I get really wet testing it? I really want to solve it. I want it solved. I might have to get wet. So since I did that last video outside, when I said I'm going to get wet, this happened.
It's not for today or whatever is coming towards us in the future, and we obviously know that.
They can't even get onto the street because the water is so high, and we've actually seen, photographer Drew Miller and I have actually seen cars speeding through this area with the water this high, and it's very dangerous to speed through these waters because it can affect your engines. And we've been standing out here for about 15 minutes now, and several cars have come through just going very, very, very fast. And as I said, the water is very high out here, and the rain has stopped just a little bit. It isn't dropping as fast as it was
across the city. So it is continuing to kind of subside a little bit on the eastern edge of it. So New Orleans East not seeing as intense of the rainfall rates, but the heaviest of the showers still making its way through the New Orleans metro. Also wanted to zoom out a bit because we do have more storms happening across the region. We're not only confined to the metro area. Some heavy storms happening for parts of our river parishes, and on the North Shore, Tangipahoa Parish actually has a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. It's that yellow flashing box because of strong wind gusts up to maybe 50, 55 miles per hour. Not only do they have the wind gusts moving through Hammond and Tangipahoa right along I-55, they got the heavy rain too and the frequent lightning.
Try and grab a little bit of the...
Really? Like a big desert city, isn't it?
Yes, surrounded by this amazing mountain.
Yeah.
So, lovebirds.
Yeah.
They're in there. Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
And she's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, look.
I didn't know that.
I didn't.
Their nests are inside
there.
And the hotel we were at, instead of having a garden, had a cactus garden. And that's where we saw.
Joanne, say hi.
Hi.
largest cities in the South before the Civil War.
during slavery. So New Orleans was a major city. Most of the South was a wilderness. New Orleans was a city. And of 116,000 people, the next largest city was Charleston, South Carolina. But how many? 40. And with 168,000 people, over 40,000 of those people were enslaved in the city of New Orleans. Not on the plantation, in the city. And no one really touched on that part. We do.
That's interesting. I can't do a vlog about my trip to New Orleans without talking about the plantation tour. I'm halfway through. It's really tough, but everyone should come to a plantation tour. This is the Whitley one. It's really important that you visit a plantation and go through the tour. I've never experienced anything like this before. Yeah, I just think it's important to put on this vlog. I'll follow this with some pictures, but yeah, really, really important. There's an audio guide through the tour that has lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of detail, lots of personal accounts. The historians on here are incredible. You really do get a full account of what happened. This is so important, and I don't think I'll ever forget this. Hello, so one of the things that happened today was I found this, Beckham's Bookshop. And Beckham's Bookshop is a really good bookshop in Magazine Street, but the correct end of Magazine Street rather than the other end that we went to. There's loads going on in that end of Magazine Street. It was great. But yeah, Beckham's Bookshop was really, really good bookshop. And I bought 7 books. So I thought it'd be nice to tell you about the books I bought. And I've got to say, these 4 here were pretty much bought on the cover. So I'll explain as we go along. But yeah, 7 books I bought. It's a really good shop. And these first 4 are vintage science fiction books with 3 of them being utterly sold on the cover, and the 4th one was a really cool version of a book that I've known about for years but just haven't got round to reading yet. So this first one, A Whiff of Madness by Ron Goulard. How cool is that? A Whiff of Madness. I've seen this mentioned on a BookTube channel recently, so I say recently, over the last sort of 6 months. And I think it was someone that had a massive vintage book haul, and I was just looking through the video, and this caught my eye. But I've found an actual version of it. So A Whiff of Madness, with this awesome cover on it. I haven't read any Ron Goulard. I bought another vintage Ron Goulard one recently with a great cover again. Partly because I think he's like Harry Harrison. I think he's like Harry Harrison, but I'm not sure. So there was that one, and then this one was another one that I was totally sold on the cover. I think it's an awesome cover. I've never heard of this book, never seen it shown on YouTube or anything, but it's such a brilliant cover. It's called Conscience Interplanetary by Joseph Green. Look at this. Conscience Interplanetary by Joseph Green. What a cute little cover. So there's that. And then this one, I put it back. I picked it up, put it back, picked it up, put it back, and I thought, I'm never going to see a cover like this again. It's just really weird, but almost obvious, but also what? The In and Out Court. It was a trial fought to the death. The Venetian court, and it looks like there's a computer being trialed. It's an actual old-fashioned computer that you might have got in an original series of Star Trek or something. But yeah, it's actually a computer on going to court, defending itself presumably. So there's that, and then I found a bona fide classic, but a really interesting version of it, an interesting vintage copy. This is Walter Tevis's The Man Who Fell to Earth. But what a great version! Look at this great vintage cover. The Man Who Fell to Earth. So those were the 4 books I bought that were in the science fiction section. And then I went upstairs to, he told me that there was a humour section upstairs. So I told him that I collected cartoonist books. What do you think would be around? First thing I found was this Terry Moore book called Strangers in Paradise, which looks really good. So I really like the artwork. There's all sorts going on in this book actually. But I do like the way he draws. And yeah, I'm not sure about the plot and stuff, or the content in general, but I've just yeah, I was intrigued. So Terry Moore, Strangers in Paradise, I bought that, and then these 2 were amazing finds. I was so pleased to find these. One is a book that I've looked for many years. And then the other one was a real great find. So this is one that I've wanted, and I've nearly bought from eBay many times, but I found it in the wild. So this is The Comic Worlds of Peter Arno, William Steig, Charles Adams, and Saul Steinberg. You know how much I love Charles Adams if you know my channel at all. And this is one where the 4 illustrators I looked at in detail in this book, and obviously that's clearly a Charles Adams book cover with Uncle Fester there. So yeah, I was really pleased to get this. It's a in-depth book about the 4 of them. And then still on the theme of New Yorker, I found a book by George Booth, which is very rare. Very rarely find a book by George Booth. So I was really pleased to find this. And as you can imagine, it's a book of his cartoons. So yeah, that was a hell of a find. So really cool little book haul from Beckham's Bookshop in Magazine Street. Actually, it says here, it's not Magazine Street, it says it's this Decatur Street. So maybe it just looked like it was Magazine Street. Maybe it turned the corner somewhere at some point and it wasn't that road. But yeah, very cool. Beckham's Bookshop. So this morning we got up really early. We woke up, we've been waking up early a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, mega.
But this morning I think we broke the record. I think it's about 6:15 or something. But New Orleans is starting to wake up. We just wandered around a shopping arcade that wasn't open.
Brilliant.
We're going to go back there in a minute.
It's a bit like Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, but without the zombies.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Oh yeah, certainly would.
But we're about to go to Vue Orleans, which is an enormous building where you can have like this outdoor view of,
mega view. Yeah.
So I'm going to try and show you what it is. Go. Definitely recommend the Vue Orleans. This is amazing. Right, I'm going to turn the camera around, and we're on the 34th floor. And look at this view, guys. So that's Canal Street, where we're staying. Obviously that's the Mississippi River. Can you hear the reverb on my voice? It's crazy. Hello, I'm interrupting this vlog. Clearly this is my house and this is my front room, whereas the rest of the vlog is in New Orleans. Even the stuff in the hotel is in New Orleans. So I'm doing that because I think while I was editing this, I realised that it was a bit unbalanced as far as my opinions about the food that we ate. Because there was a fair bit about the breakfast that we didn't like. But we had tons of really nice food. So I really enjoyed trying the gumbo and trying jambalaya and red beans and rice and some of their fried chicken and some of the spicy seasoned chicken. That was really nice. There was loads of really nice food, and there was one moment when we came back from the plantation where it felt like home cooking because we went to this house. There was a buffet and that was awesome. The food they laid on Jazz Cruise was fantastic. So I'm not sure if I've said that in the vlog or not. So yeah, we've had loads of nice food. So I thought I needed to address that because of the beginning bit of the video where we talk about the breakfast we had. I mean, I think the beignets thing was a bit of a shame because I was looking forward to that. And I definitely don't like what Americans call biscuits. I thought they were really boring. But yeah, we had loads of really good food all week. And there was one bit as well in the food court where I had some Chinese food, and you can't beat Chinese food, so that was really awesome. So yeah, back to the vlog. Just a little nugget here that we just spent 6 hours in the hotel pool, and it was awesome. And we had a lovely time talking to Matt and Heidi, lovely couple, and Clint and Robin, another lovely couple, and it was great. 6 hours by the pool chatting to 2 American couples, and it was great. So yeah, a lovely part of our last day. And as I said, I just turned the corner into Frenchman Street. This is Frenchman Street. It's the best street in New Orleans, I think. It's absolutely amazing. It was talked about loads to us, or to me, on the videos that I watched, and it really is a fantastic street. We're full of great live music and great bars to go to, and an awesome bookshop here. But anyway, I think that's the end of this vlog, so thanks for watching. Stay curious, everybody.